So it's kind of maintenance Tuesday for the Fleetwood Evolution E3. I own a 2008. I have a water leak coming from the fill-up line where you fill up the fresh water into the 55-gallon tank. So I got the parts, and I'm just here at the yard where I store it to pick it up and kind of figure out how to repair it. It doesn't look too hard, but it does look like you actually may have to think about it a little bit. So my plan is here to kind of take you through why I'm replacing it, where the leak was, and why I chose the part, but also as I disassemble it, kind of figure out how it works, and maybe it'll help you figure out whatever your issue was, or if you have the same issue as me, to stop from paying a lot of money from an RV repair shop to fix something that may not actually be that hard to fix. So I'm going to go ahead and hook up the trailer, and then I'll see you on the other side. So I'm underneath the Fleetwood E3, and this is the water line right here that feeds into the 55-gallon water tank. And you see here, you can actually see this thing is basically falling apart. I literally would hit like this when I had the water tank filled up, and it would just squirt water out. So obviously this needs to replace. This goes to the outside on the driver's side where you actually put your hose in and fill it up. So the goal is to take off these two worm clamps right here. Once we get those worm clamps off, we'll see if there's any adhesive. Really, I don't do a lot of work on RVs, so not sure. It runs back over here, runs into this basically holder, and this is my guess is this right here actually stops it from vibrating around so it doesn't cut again. Like I said, this is 2008 and it's 2017, so I don't think this will be too hard of a fix. I'm going to undo these, and then I'll go back into the front, and then what I'll do is I'll figure out if I want to pull on this up or pull on it down, just depending on which one, whatever looks easier. Maybe I'm wrong, and we'll figure this out and we'll get this fixed. So this is the progress I have made so far. I took these clamps, and they were right on here. Broke them off. I figured there would be some kind of adhesive right here, so I don't want to break this because obviously the tubing goes up and over this. It looks like there is some kind of adhesive, which makes sense to keep the water there. So I'm gonna cut right here, cut a couple places, and see if I can just get a good grip on that and then roll it back off. And I'll update you with where I'm at. You can see how flimsy this is, so, and hopefully that gives you an idea of what you're looking at if you do this repair. Cut a nice rivet right here like I thought. There is adhesive, and I think we can just peel that off, and there's your spout. It looks pretty solid. Pretty sure I could just scrape a little bit of this off right here, and I don't know if that's anything more than just maybe some caulk, which looks like 3 beads of caulk around there. So I'm off to the hardware store to get some C-clamps, or actually some worm clamps on there. I don't think it would hurt to try to find something similar to what they had on there. Probably head to the big box store. But that gives you an idea of where I'm at, and I'll kind of keep you updated as the repair goes and what I'm finding. I'm thinking, just the way it looks, it'd probably be better to pull down than up. My guess is that it's not rotted away where there's no hard heat up here. So I guess it's just this area here, but you can see it's cracked right there as well. It didn't take much to just pull on this and break it. So hopefully this repair will make water last a little bit longer. You can kind of see the water tank actually goes up here, so if this is the fill valve that's filling it up, it pretty much tells you that it's not going to stop dripping out of this tube until the water goes below right here. So my guess is it's been leaking for a little bit over the last couple of years, so we've always never had an issue. But this year I noticed dramatic difference over winter time, and it's just time to do some maintenance. And you know, it's a 8-year-old trailer, but you know, it runs perfect and does everything we want, so I don't see any reason to not do this repair. Okay, well, I'm back, and looks like this is the freshwater tank fill up right here. And if you look at it, there's a relief valve right in here. So we know that there's 3 screws and 3 hex screws and a relief. So my goal is to take this off. I'm not sure if it has any adhesives or anything like that. We'll go ahead and take that off and see what it looks like to see what we have to do next. So I opened it back up, and as you can see, it's actually a clamp there and then a pinch clamp. I'm going to break that pinch clamp. I think what I'm going to do, because it's so tight right here, is I'm going to try to run it back down. So we'll see if it loosens up a little bit once I get it. I feel like it's actually the hose right here, which would make sense. So we're going to try to get that loose and pull it probably through if I can get it. So we'll see. So getting back underneath here, yeah, that's never a good idea, just use brute force. It looks like there's a nail holding this in and some foam, which I picked up, and I'll kind of go over what I used to pick up here. But I'm gonna undo this, pull this off, and then I may try to just clamp this to the new hose, run it back up. So we'll go from there, and I'll check back in. So I broke the C clamp again, and then I cut right along here where the hose was pretty clamped down right there. Even if you took the clamp off, it wasn't gonna come with force, so I just cut it right here and then peeled it off. And then I went ahead and took the new one, as you can see, and I just took the I'm gonna change it from a crimp clamp just to a worm clamp, or I'm not sure if you call this a C clamp, but talk about a little bit of my lessons learned afterwards. But I'm gonna go ahead and run this back through the bottom, and then hopefully we're all just about done. Well, it's that time. Let's see if our work worked. Yeah, let's see if the actual repair was successful. Well, it's that time to find out if the repair was successful or not. So I've got my water line hooked up over here, and I'm gonna go ahead and proceed to turn the water on. Oh, and the water's not going in, so well, let's go ahead and stick it in. And take a look underneath our repair. I don't see any water leaking out of there, which is great. I'm gonna go ahead and turn the camera off, let it go all the way up, and take a look. I'm gonna go ahead and see where it's at. Okay, I'm here. I'm back about 4 minutes later. Filled up, started splitting out, and everything looks great. Which is, this is a repair that'll probably take you right around, I don't know. I'm guessing about an hour. And just so you see, kind of the foam that I used, and put the one screw back in. Everything looks pretty good. So that completes this repair in the Fleetwood 2008 E3 freshwater line to the freshwater 55-gallon tank. If you have any questions, feel free to email me. I'm going to put this on a iFixit write-up. I'm going to put a YouTube video up. And if you like this video, I appreciate it. Let me know.